ComfortTV.channel. This political hour, I am Daniel Peters, and with me is Mr. Tony Ijeku. He's a journalist, a public affairs analyst, and a communication strategist. He's also a reporter in This Day newspaper. You're welcome, Mr. Tony Ijeku.
Thank you, Daniel. It's my pleasure being here.
All right, there's these political trending issues going around the nation. I'm talking about the verbal crisis between the Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma-Soludo, and Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party flag bearer, during the 2023 presidential election. Since Mr. Peter Obi joined the coalition of ADC, African Democratic Congress, he said, I need a single term of 4 years to put things right in Nigeria. Now, since then, people have been criticizing him from every angle. And Peter Obi said, it does not matter how long you stay in office to make things right. But Professor Charles Chukwuma-Soludo, the Anambra State Governor, said, any politician who says he just needs a single term, just a single term, to get things right in this country, that the person must visit psychiatrists, means the person, so to say, is insane.
Well, don't put words in his mouth.
But he went ahead and said, do you think, and I quote, do you think you're talking to fools? And other personalities, some were saying that how can someone put things right within the space of 4 years? And not forgetting that Mr. Peter Obi is the predecessor of Chukwuma-Soludo.
No, it's Obiano.
Oh, right, sorry.
Willie Obiano.
Oh, all right, sorry. I want to ask you, from every political angle, does Chukwuma-Soludo, the executive governor of Anambra State, was he polited when it comes to these verbal talks with attacking Mr. Peter Obi, so to say?
For me, what I would say right away is that it's Professor Charles Soludo who rather needs a psychiatric checkup. Yes, he does, because he's just being mischievous. Like Mr. Peter Obi says, it's not how long, but how well. If you remember, you don't need a long time to make a remarkable achievement in office. If you remember, one of the most remarkable presidents of United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, was unfortunately assassinated in his first time in office. But he's remembered in America forever because of the landmark achievement. He ended slavery in America. He served only one term, if we should take it so. And another remarkable president Africa has produced, Nelson Mandela, only spent one term. And no, you cannot mention great Africans without Nelson Mandela. You see, when Nigeria has come to a great crisis in its time, where you don't talk, you're going to spend 8 years. You just bring the solution to make things better. And if Peter Obi says he has the manifesto, the game plan to make it better in 4 years' time, why should he need a psychiatric checkup? So in that case, I think rather it is Professor Soludo who needs his head examined by psychiatrists, because I watched the video, I cannot understand what he's really talking about. He could not arrive at any specific reason why somebody who said he will only serve for one term of 4 years needs a psychiatrist. Now, if you know what happened in office, they spend the first 4 years playing politics. Okay, if you the first is at the second term now, close to the end of the first term, where these politicians, especially elected executive governors, actually start to work so that they could use it. We've done this, we've done that in our first term.
More especially those with godfatherism.
Well, those with godfathers, okay? And then when they get to the second term, they virtually do nothing because they are not going to ask you for election, for re-election again. So, secondly, Charles Soludo is just playing to the gallery because he's a typical politician who believes that you must spend as much time as you wanted in office to be there. It's that he does. There's no reason why anybody could spend 8 years in office. Besides, well, in Nigeria, our elected officers, they go there to accumulate wealth. They go there to enrich themselves and their cronies and amass wealth. So I think that's what Charles Soludo is probably looking at. Maybe he's looking at the time that maybe this man may not be able to acquire, steal all the money. That's what politicians do as much as possible. Loot the treasury in 4 years that he might not loot enough. But he forgot that Mr. P2B is a multi-billionaire. The man, he lives a very simple life. He's not entranced. I'm not his spokesman, but from his body, from everything about him, you could see that he's not a person who is interested in acquiring more wealth. What he said his goal in office is to make things better, to turn around the economy, to do those things where politicians like Charles Soludo had only paid lip service to. You understand? And once he could put these things in place, he does not see any reason why he should spend additional day in office. So you tell me now, does that, who between these two now, without this reason about that, who do you think needs a psychiatric advice or checkup?
Okay, from where you're heading to, you made mention of that a single term of 4 years is enough for P2B, as he said, to get things right. Now, from your own point of view, can you rate Mr. P2B when he was the governor of Anambra State? Can you rate his first 4 years term or second term of 4 years? That will now put us to where we are heading to.
Well, it would be unfair to make this comparison. I'll tell you why. Mr. Obi came to office after the protracted court case, okay? And he came to a House of Assembly dominated by the opposition. Along the line, he was even impeached. He forgot. So the first term he spent it in crisis. He spent it trying to, get a foothold. His, how do I call it?
On his feet.
Yes, put the foundation right politically, as governor. You understand? He came through 3 years. He spent 3 years in court before he got there. And then the House of Assembly was dominated by the then opposition, PDP, who were quite hostile to him. Because if you remember along the line, he was impeached. You understand? He had to go back to court to get his mandate, revalidated. So it would not be fair to judge him. But in the second term, when he was now solidly in office, when he got re-election, you could see the landmark achievements he made in Anambra State. You understand? And so I think he's still the same thing because if you look at it realistically, he was able to achieve that within a space of his last 4 years in office, the second 4 years, which is equivalent to a term. Like I told you, he spent the first term of 4 years in political, just stabilizing. He was in and out of court. He was faced with a hostile House of Assembly, which the majority were the opposition, PDP then.
That is to say, he went through a lot.
Exactly. He stabilized eventually in his second term. Yes.
Okay. This is a pleasure having you in this very show. As you watch, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.